the technique of the week would be sword and hammer, and this is really the last technique in yellow belt. Okay, so what we're doing in this technique is this. First, I'll do it by myself, and then I'll go right ahead and do it with Ming. If somebody comes in and let's say grabs me in a side grab, off the left side on my right shoulder, what I'm going to be doing here is that I'm going to be stepping forward with the right side. And as I do this, I want to go right ahead and go into a pinning check with the left side. I do want to keep my elbow anchored. As I do this, I strike right into the neck. So what I'm doing is that as I'm going forward, I strike here. And then right from here, I go right into a hammer fist strike, either right into the bladder or right into the groin. Okay, so what I'm doing here is the opponent grabs, I strike, and then go into a hammer fist strike to the bladder or the groin, and then from there I can just cover out in a fighting stance, okay? So I'll do that one more time. So it's just a real simple technique. It has two weapons. So what we're doing is that I step in with the right hand sword, hammer fist strike, and then from here just covering up. Is that as he grabs, okay? So what I do is that, you know, I want to gauge my distance with my right side, meaning I don't want to take a small step and still be out of range when I try to hit him. So basically I use my right foot as a gauging device just so I can be able to reach him with the strike. But as I do this, I want to be sure that I pin the arm. So as I step forward, see, I hit right into the neck here. As I do this, then hammer fist strike right into the groin, and then from there I can just cover up, okay? So I'll do that one more time. So when he grabs, I step in, gauging the distance with my right side, pinning, and then I go right into the strike. So right into the neck, hammer fist strike right into the bladder or the groin, and then from there cover up. And that would be that would be sword and hammer. Okay, so as I mentioned with the technique sword and hammer, this is really the last technique in the yellow belt. And what we're really learning from this technique, as simple as the technique may be, is that we're learning how this technique or how movements, or in this case motion, can work in reverse. So in other words, if when I do this, when I hit and when I strike right into the groin here, if I was, let's say, filming myself and I freeze the motion right after the hammer fist strike, and I wanted to see what I just finished doing, then what I would be looking at myself is hitting with the hammer fist strike and then striking into the neck, which that would be the reverse motion to the technique. Now, a lot of techniques in the Kenpo system, we don't do the full reverse motion to the techniques, but we do employ reverse motion. And in this case, in this technique, we can be employing the reverse motion to the whole technique, or it can work in reverse. Okay, so what we're doing here is that you have the hand sword, the hammer fist strike, and then you can cover out in a fighting stance. The other thing that we need to keep in mind is that if we look at the last weapon to the first technique, which is the lay sword, we have a sword. And then if we look at the last weapon to the last technique, we have a hammer. And then if we look at the name to the last technique, then we have sword and hammer. Okay, so that would be the technique sword and hammer. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Okay, thank you.